So our internal map is clear. Now we step into Chris's 10 a.m. session, which introduces the law of eventuality. The concept is simple but heavy. Life is eventually going to happen to you. Transitions are coming, good or bad, and you have to be ready.
To navigate this territory, we have to map out the hard structural boundaries. A perfect example, the benefits cliff, which hits at exactly a $49,000 income threshold for a single parent. This is a crucial systemic boundary where the rules of money just completely change.
Because here is the brutal math of that phase transition. If you earn just one single dollar over that $49,000 line, it can trigger a sudden, devastating loss of $15,000 in essential medical benefits.
This completely inverts traditional logic. Normally, working harder gets you ahead, right? But in a threshold economy, marginal progress actually triggers a systemic collapse of your essential supports. So strategists have to use rational defiance. You might literally refuse a raise to protect your household's net value. Or you intentionally check if a 2011 felony will flag a rental application before you hand over a non-refundable fee. You have to work the rules of the map. Act 3. The asymmetric hedge. So how on earth do we prepare for these massive thresholds? The source text points back to the ancient Joseph blueprint from the book of Genesis. It turns out it's an absolute masterclass in surviving economic shocks. Chris uses these architectural doodles of a ziggurat and a ladder to visually encode Joseph's strategy. It's all about staged advancement, perfectly timing the preparation for that inevitable shift from 7 years of total abundance to 7 years of brutal famine.
The sources do a brilliant job analyzing how Joseph's grain monopoly shifted an entire population into indentured servitude. When the famine hit, people traded their money, then their livestock, then their land, and eventually themselves to the king, just to survive. It's a stark illustration of how state scarcity traps people who failed to prepare for the eventually. To avoid becoming trapped yourself, you deploy the tomatoes and buckets strategy. This is an asymmetric hedge. You win whether the bad thing happens or not. The downside is super low. Maybe it just takes a little effort today to plant some food in buckets. But the upside? It absolutely guarantees your survival if a crisis hits. And if the famine doesn't happen, hey, you just have extra tomatoes.